What's going on, guys? How you doing? You may notice the lighting being a little different, but this is how I normally record my music covers on my music channel. If you guys want to check that out and subscribe, I would appreciate it very much so. Thank you. But yeah, we got a new, fresh Twitter trash. We got a lot of Twitter trash going because stuff's been piling up. I've been gone for some time. You guys already know how I've been all messed up, all trash, whatever. But before we get into it, I gotta give a shout out to today's sponsor, and that is, you guys know, Raycon. I am a headphone connoisseur, as most of you know, but when I'm doing anything else, if I'm going out, I use the everyday E25s. Those earbuds are fantastic. You can see them right here. They're 100% comfortable, and they are so absolutely impressive. Fun fact about the company Raycon, it was co-founded by Ray J. Y'all know who Ray J is. And it's backed by two of my favorite people in the world, Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson. These earbuds are premium, and they are half the price of other earbuds that you see on the market that just don't even look nearly as good. These feel great, they look great, and I love to use them when I'm going out or when I'm tracking music because they just don't get in the way. There's no wires, there's no nothing. And the sound, it's crisp, great bass, great treble. Raycon earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit. And Raycon has a 45-day free return policy, so I think you can probably trust that you're gonna be getting something pretty good. So if you wanna snag a pair, and you absolutely should, go to buyraycon.com/SBG for 15% off. That's buyraycon.com/SBG. I promise you, you won't regret it. I use them all the time. And now, let's get into it.
Supreme victory.
So let's start this off with something to soften the blow a little bit. Something that we can all probably agree that this is really stupid. Why do people love walking in front of the camera? Skull, like dead. He even came back. And then it shows a video of this dumb broad trying to record herself working out. And then this dude's passing by, obviously getting to workout equipment or looking for something, probably some dumbbells, some free weights, something. And she has the audacity to be like, how dare you get in the way of me? I'm recording in this public gym. You cannot be in my space in this public gym. Just a suggestion. Wouldn't it have been a better idea to put it against the wall on the other side? That way you might know, I think it means not. That way you might not have someone walking in front of the cam. Which sounds like a pretty good idea, right? Put it on there so there's really little to no chance of somebody walking in front. When I film from all angles, then pick which one I prefer.
Bitch, are you for real?
What is wrong with these people, man? This is why we can't have nice things. People can't get along well. Why traffic doesn't flow correctly on the freeway? Because these self-centered people that only care about themselves, and they won't work around and work together with people. It sucks.
It's people I don't understand.
LeBron James has posted this picture saying, "You're next," right? Shows this cop, and it shows hashtag accountability, because you guys know what happened not that long ago. There was another shooting. A teen got blasted. But in the context, you would know that it was 1,000,000,000% justified that a teen had a knife and was about to attack another one. So this cop made a quick decision to gun down the other teen. And people like LeBron James just didn't even care about the context and was just like, oh, it's happening again. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, this is one of those situations where you just want to complain. All you want to do is complain. You don't care about real justice or anything. Like, come on, bro. So then he deletes the tweet, and then he says, I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took down the tweet because it's being used to create more hate. Yeah, you started it, dude. You started without context. This was your fault. This isn't about the officer. You put your next about the officer. It's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability. And people just started lighting him up in the comment section because it's like, dude, this is one of these situations where you're just dead wrong. And yo, there were some people saying, oh, he should have at least used a taser.
Bitch.
Imagine you had a daughter, or the daughter that you do have right now, is getting attacked, about to be shanked. Would you want a cop to pull out their taser? Or would you want the cop to be like, yeet this person from Earth to protect my daughter? A 100% rhetorical question. It doesn't need to be discussed. You already know the answer. You know that you would do anything to protect your children. And because you're like, oh, this is tragic, you know, like she was young herself. Yeah, that sucks. But if someone's gonna come after my family with a knife, I don't care about that other person's life anymore. And I'm sure LeBron, I'm sure if Bronny, or whatever your kid's name is, was in the same situation, you would love the cops and be like, please blast this person that's about to end my son's life. Crazy. It's so crazy. It's like, dude, I understand you're upset with a lot of stuff that's been happening, but don't be a fool. But like asking LeBron James to not be a fool. I mean, this dude was just repping for Kami China, man. You had to protect that bottom dollar with the NBA, man. Like, I can't even respect this dude in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not even telling him not to speak on politics, how a lot of people say celebrities shouldn't speak on politics. You do you, but you're just a colossal idiot. God, man. God, I wish you were in MMA and someone could just beat you up. So Insane People Tweet shared a tweet showing the e-girl Kiwi Sunset. Some guy got a tattoo of her. And I'm actually not even sure of the authenticity. It almost looks like marker, to be honest. So a lot of people were like, like I guess there's only one clip that properly could describe that at all. Everyone's saying she'll dump him, lol. You must have a pretty unstable relationship if you get jealous of a tattoo of some internet girl. Guess you are the one in an unstable relationship if you let your creepy significant other get a tattoo of a random girl on the internet. Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more, because I can't even imagine. Like, I have a tattoo of Talizora, right, from Mass Effect on my neck. Iconic video game character. I think that's totally fine. People tattoo video game characters all the time. I'm probably going to get another one on the other side of somebody else. But if there was an e-girl, like this girl that, that just, dresses up and poses lewd or sexually for money, and you're like, she's so dope, I'm gonna tattoo her. I'm sure your significant other is gonna have a fucking problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And look, I like Kiwi Sunset. I consider her a friend. But this has nothing to do with her. This is just in general. It doesn't matter if it's her or anybody else, Belle Duff. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just kind of like oh, you like this girl so much, she brings you so much sexual pleasure and enjoyment, you're gonna tattoo on her. Because why else would you fucking tattoo her? Hey, I have some dumb shit tattooed on me, so it's kind of like, I'm not here to judge about that. I'm just saying, your significant other should have a problem with that shit. No, I'm not gonna get deep into this, but I just wanted to, as like an honorable mention almost, just put this up here because Jake Paul is so ridiculous. We all know how ridiculous he is. Like, sure, after training for many years with the best resources, you're gonna be pretty decent at boxing. I'm gonna give him that. Is he anywhere on the level of being considered like a legitimate pro boxer with some skills? No, we haven't seen anything yet. So he challenged Kamaru Usman to a boxing match because he thinks that because people are saying Kamaru Usman doesn't have hands, even though his last 3 opponents would heavily disagree, breaking the jaw of Colby Covington, piecing up Gilbert Burns with a jab, absolutely demolishing Jorge Masvidal, destroying him. Saying he doesn't have hands is fucking silly at this point. But yeah, I just like, this is just pure trash, man. It's like, it's not gonna happen. Stop. You're calling out people that you know you're not gonna fight ever. You say, let's do this and all this, let's step in the ring. And I'm like, dude, Mike Perry pieced you up, and then you tried to spin it as saying, oh, look, I kicked his ass. Because Mike Perry was just doing him a favor, just as you would say to somebody who's young, up and coming, like, oh, you kicked my ass, bro. Or there's footage showing Platinum Mike Perry overwhelming him. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I could go on for years about how ridiculous this shit is. But I just want to say, Jake Paul is an idiot. And don't forget that he did some really criminal, scummy shit to FaZe Banks and, you know, swept it on the rug. So this anime weeb makes this thread on like calling out Crunchyroll for like lazy subbing or something of that nature. Something that people are like, what are you saying now? Well, it comes down to this show using the word sus. You know, sus, everybody knows what sus is. Even if you've heard it for the first time, your brain would probably be able to connect the dots in the correct context. If you were to say something like, I don't know, man, that's pretty sus, people would probably be like, sus, and like, that's pretty, in the context, suspicious, right? Right, oh, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So this fucking genius says, Exhibit A on why people subbing this show should be fired. Sus is not a word. It's not real. It's a meme from a video game that quite literally just became popular in the past year. In 10 years, nobody will know what the fuck they are saying here. This is lazy. And it just shows the picture, right? You've been acting sus this whole time. So like I just said, acting sus. Your brain should be powerful enough to connect the dots and be like, if within the context you're acting sus, oh, suspicious. Like, your brain should be good enough to do that. If it's not, you probably won't even understand any of this at all because you probably can't read very well. Just being honest. Number 2, saying a word isn't real is the dumbest thing on. It's so stupid. Every single word is made up at some point. Even words that I don't like. Like, remember bae? Remember that for a while? Bae was the thing? Because to me, I'm like, babe is good enough. It's short, sweet, to the point. It's already one syllable. You don't need to shorten it anymore. It was stupid. Suspicious, suspicion, suspect, anything like that, I think that's totally fine to shorten. A lot of syllables. If you just want to say sus, I think it's totally good. And furthermore, people have been using sus for a long time. Sure, it got more popularized with Among Us, but that doesn't mean that Among Us made it up. Like, why would you even complain about this? You fucking weeb loser. You're such a... Oh, I'm getting way too mad. I've already seen this before, and now just seeing it again is just boiling my blood, where I'm like, you are so fucking pathetic. You are so pathetic. Now, I usually like to end these on a positive note or anything like that, but I'm not going to do it this time because there's too much stuff that has happened, and I have to mention this one as well because it really annoyed me to no end. So Joe Rogan is in some hot water. It happens quite a bit. Some people are calling him Joe Rogan MD, which is, I get it, you know, but it's clipped from his podcast. It's a clip from his podcast where he's talking about vaccines and basically saying if you're healthy and youthful, you probably shouldn't get it.
If you're like 21 years old and you say to me, should I get vaccinated? I go, no. If you're a healthy person and you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well, like, I don't think you need to worry about this.
Now, right, this isn't like a trash tweet or anything, but this blew up on Twitter, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. And I also want to preface this because it's so controversial for a lot of people, but in my opinion, it shouldn't be. So I want to kind of just go through the ropes, and I hope everybody just sticks around and listens to this, listens carefully what I'm trying to say, because I think it's really important to why I think this clip is, it sucks, man. I just don't like the way he's approaching it. And this doesn't make me like, oh, I hate Joe Rogan, because you know how some people are, you know how the internet can be. You can knock it out of the park a bunch of times. You can have people that really enjoy your content, and then you have one take that people really don't like, and then they'll unsubscribe from you to do all that dumb shit. It's like, dude, I'm subscribed to some people that I probably wouldn't even hang out with, but sometimes I value their opinions, so I'm just like, I will check out some of their videos every once in a while. I think that stuff should be pretty nuanced. And Joe, I like Joe, you know, out of all the thousands of podcasts, and I've been listening since 2012, you know, there's definitely been some episodes where I'm like, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. That's fine. I have family members and friends I disagree with, and it's fine. We still carry on. So that being said, I want to talk about why I don't like this take. So he's talking about, yeah, oh, if you're healthy, like, what's the point? Like, if you're healthy, you don't need it. But it's like, all right, first of all, Joe Rogan's a part of the UFC. He's a commentator with the UFC. And there was a fighter, Khamzat Chimaev, that got COVID right before one of the biggest fights of his life, which would have been the biggest fight of his life up until then, because he was fighting Leon Edwards, who was like number 3 ranked in the welterweight division. Big fight, and Khamzat Chimaev was just rising up the ranks. He had an amazing 2020. But he got COVID, and he got so sick that he considered retiring. He was coughing up blood. He had to have surgery. He was done for a while. But then after the surgery, when he started getting better, he's like, you know what? I think I can't fight again. I'm way too good to just retire, you know? But I understand he was really frustrated, and he felt like retiring at that point because he was coughing up blood. This is a guy, everybody who's in the UFC is healthy. Top athletes, high-level athletes, healthier than most people, especially somebody like me, right? And you're almost saying, like, don't get the vaccine. But it's like, I think Khamzat could have done very well with the vaccine if he would have gotten it and been vaccinated and then possibly have not caught COVID. And then who knows what would have happened, because that was a fight that I was salivating for. I wanted to see it so badly. And then, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't being safe. And a lot of people that I admire are getting sick, or their family members are getting sick. And I feel like, say, if we could be smarter about stuff like this, it's kind of unnecessary. Like, it doesn't have to happen. The other point that I want to make is that I feel like a lot of people are only thinking about themselves when it comes to like vaccines or masks or something like that, where I think they really need to focus on other people. Where it's not like, because here's the sad truth. Like, say, for example, if I got COVID or something and I perished, you know, I got Thanos snapped, the vast majority of the world wouldn't care at all. But a lot more people would care if I took other people out with me. Meaning I didn't take quarantine seriously or whatever. I started hanging out with people, you know, just whether I'm ignorant or to having it or not, you know, just not being safe. And then all of a sudden it's spread and it's killing some people down the line. Because, you know, like I mentioned before in one of my other videos, you know, my grandma, it almost got taken out. So I think the youth should get vaccinated. I think the youth should probably be a little bit smarter and just be like, yo, you know, I don't want to yeet other people off this earth. So, you know, maybe I don't care about myself. I think I'm going to be fine, but let me take the precaution to protect other people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next one.